Subscribe for the latest news in hip hop and entertainment. Hit that notification and have a good day.
I mean, we got like 15 people that work for us, and
This your boy DJ Slapademiks. Man, it's getting crazy out here, man. Media personalities are being called police. But hey, man, maybe there could be some truth to that. Who knows? But what I want to talk about mainly is culture vultures, and for the younger people that don't know what the term culture vulture means, it just basically means a person who is not from that culture, who wants to do everything involved with that culture. If it's the style of dress, the slang, everything that they do, they want to be a part of it. But when it comes into getting deeper into the culture and activities that these people in this culture do, they're like, hey, all right, spinners, going to put my spinners back in the box, take my chain off, and I'm going to go ahead and go home now and play chess and collect cans of soup or whatever they do, or play badminton and things of that nature. They're only on the outskirts of the culture looking in. They don't want to have anything to do with the extracurricular activities that come with being in a particular culture. They just want all of the shiny bells and whistles that are in that culture. And also they get an adrenaline rush to see somebody or hear about people getting killed, people making large amounts of drug money, people being indicted and things of that nature. So this is where Vlad TV comes into play, because if you notice, Vlad TV, and for a very long time, you have to be honest too, I thought Vlad, not that it matters, but I thought Vlad was black, like literally, and I had an image of Vlad, in my mind about who he was. And that's scary to know. I listened to this guy for about 3 years and really didn't know what he looked like. And I thought he was black. But this is what I talk about culture vultures, because there are a group of people like Vlad who, they're calling the police. They actually get these people on a platform. And, if you listen to Vlad, he critiques his words and his questions almost as if he's an interrogator, somebody who's actually trying to get specific details out of the individual when they're talking, to the point where it sounds like, wow, you really are implicating yourself, even though you may have done whatever you've done before you came on the show, or you might still be involved in something. But it seems like me, if I'm listening to this is information that I would have never known, And I was told by a police officer a long time ago, oh man, he said, if you're a person that want to get paid for snitching on people and giving up information, you don't necessarily have to hang on first base. You can be on second base, and it's just like, playing baseball. You got 4 bases. You got first base, second base, third base, and home. Vlad might be on second base, and what I mean by that is he's on second base, and his job is to go to third base and say, hey, look, you know what? I just interviewed this rapper, or this street person. He gave me some extra details. He went through 15 of my people, which Vlad clearly states that in order to get on his show, you have to go through 15 people to get to him. Think about that. So that means that's a lot of information that they're asking you in order to get on his show. I do feel like, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, I could be wrong, but I do think Vlad is possibly, or he could possibly be getting a paycheck or getting money under the table to give, details or information about a particular person. And he tells you what he knows, and he gets paid for doing that. So he gets paid for his platform. And also, he might be getting a check from, agents, in a counterintelligence program, in the rap game, because you have hip hop police, you have, different investigators. And my opinion, now, this is just me, I could be wrong, some of the people that he bring on his show could already be working for the police. And, they're just telling their story, just to get back into the rap game, or, things of that nature, man. But, here's one thing, I'm going to give you the whole interview. It's a 20 to 25 minute interview while Vlad is driving in his car, and he's just talking about the scenarios and how you have to get on his show. And it's kind of scary to me to think that you have to go through 15 people in order to approve what it is that he has to say to you and what he's going to say to you. See, most people think that he's just directly talking to the person. No, you have to go through 15 people to get to Vlad. So that should tell you something. So is Vlad the police? No, but he could be receiving some type of money, for lending out information. And, rightfully so, because a lot of these people just spill the beans when they do come on his show. But anyway, man, this is DJ Slapademiks. Give me your opinion. Hit that notification, man. I'm going to be bringing more videos. I like to do an addition of videos and things of that nature. But, subscribe, man. Leave your comment and let me know what you think. I'm out. Have a good day.
Yeah. More Bun B interviews coming. Who else we got? More Godfrey interviews coming. More Michael Collier interviews coming, I think. More Spice One interviews coming. There's a really there's a Spice One interview where he talks about Tupac rolling a bloody blunt when he got shot at Quad because he wanted to die high. It's really a very something I've never heard before. When I say interview me, I'm Russian. That's not a qualification for an interview. Meek Mill interview, I think we tried before. He doesn't really do a lot of interviews. Some people just don't really do interviews. Like Future doesn't do interviews. I was talking to one of Future's people recently. He just doesn't do interviews. Young Thug doesn't do interviews. We actually had an interview with Young Thug's fiance, and he jumped into the interview. But that was about it. MC Rand, once again, doesn't do interviews. Me and him DM'd each other about it. He doesn't like interviews. Should have done Fredo Santana. I think we tried. Once again, another person that doesn't do interviews. Marshawn Lynch, another one, doesn't do interviews. Playboy Cardi, once again, another no interview doing motherfucker. More Lil Durk. No, Lil Durk does not want to do interviews with us. We had released a part of his interview where he talked about having a baby, and he had asked us not to put that part out, but I had misunderstood what he said. I thought he said it was cool to put the baby part out, but not the gender of the baby. So we took that part out, but he said, nah, he wanted the whole thing out. And by the time I got it, we took it down. I guess it was a little bit too late, and I guess his girl was upset, and he blocked me on Twitter, and they passed on doing an interview for that, and which is too bad because I've been interviewing Dirk for like 5 years. Me and him have had a really good relationship, and I think he's a dope artist. I think he's an important artist, and I think it's kind of too bad that that happened. And hopefully at one point it'll blow over and it'll just be like, yeah, whatever. I don't think, and if he sees this, Dirk, we had no bad intentions. By the time I got the news back to take the whole thing down, we actually took the interview down. I'm not purposely trying to do anything, detrimental to your family. Like, wires got crossed. And Vlad TV is not a one-person operation. I mean, we got like 15 people that work for us, and, information doesn't directly pass to me right off the jump. So, shout out to Dirk. Shout out to Dirk, man. Like I said, hopefully we can do something again. And if not, we've got some dope interviews already. I don't really, we do so many interviews in a typical week. We do up to 4 or 5 interviews. So it's kind of like, if someone doesn't really want to do it, don't really have time to cry about it. Big Trey D's coming back. He's already scheduled. We got a lot to talk about. Shout out to Big Trey D, a regular on Vlad TV. Nas probably won't do an interview with me. He actually kind of responded to me on his last album with Kanye about my comments about him picking his beats. He said, never sold a record for the beat. It's my lyrics they purchased or something like that. So yeah, I don't think Nas gonna do not gonna do a Vlad TV interview. But you never know, man. You never know. The way I look at shit is that shit ain't never really that serious. Like, unless something violent happened or unless like money got lost, or something, like, fuck is the big deal, man? I'm in my 40s. Like, I don't have time to hold grudges with people, but everybody's different. Some people hate you until their final breath. But for me, it's like most people that have a problem with me one way or another, they're welcome to come in and do a Vlad TV interview. I'll have some security there when they come. But they're welcome to come. New 22G's interview. Yeah, I think eventually we'll do one. I think the last one was dope. He got signed to Kodak Black after our interview. Glock 9 got signed to Cash Money after our interview. I'm not saying my interview got them signed. But the visibility, I'm sure, helped. I've never actually had the conversations with them afterwards about it. I don't expect nothing out of it. Some people, it's interesting. I was talking to somebody and they were saying how this company they're working with got bought out and they felt some type of way because the company didn't break them off nothing. And it's like, man, unless that shit is in the contract, motherfuckers don't owe you shit. If it was in a contract that they owed you money once they got bought out, then cool, you deserve what you deserve. But if you guys had a working relationship and something good happened to them, and that's that I feel like that mentality that'll hurt you over time when you feel that someone owes you something that wasn't actually agreed on. Like, I'm not going to say his name, but there's a rapper that feels that way because we had featured his music videos on our platform for years, and we got permission from him to do that. And for years, we featured him, and they got millions of views, which were his biggest views ever. And hold on, making sure I'm not missing my exit. It were his biggest views ever, and he like, oh man, you need to break. You should have broken me off. Like, I don't need to break you off. I don't owe you nothing. Like, what they do that at? Like, now moving forward, we could talk about something. So we said, all right, if that's how you feel, we'll take all the videos down. We took them all down. And his music videos don't do shit anymore on his own channel. You know what I'm saying? No one really even cares about this dude anymore. So you gotta be careful about feeling like, if you gain a certain amount of success, it's very easy to think that it was just you. Like, oh, it's just me and I can duplicate it by myself. Like, make another Hove. And it's interesting how people will do that and then they'll stop fucking with you and they don't do so good. And then they try to come back and you're like, nah, I'm good. And it's not even like a personal thing, like, nah, fuck you too. To be like, well, and we've had that. We've had people with like, they didn't want to fuck with us for a while when their numbers were cool, and then when they kind of cooled down a lot, they want to come back and do something. And we check their numbers, and it's like, I don't think this interview is going to do anything at this point. Like, had you maintained a good relationship with us this whole time, we would probably say, all right, well, let's just fuck with it and let's just see what happens. But it's like, well, you didn't want to fuck with us back then. Coming fresh off, your numbers aren't really that. We'll just skip it. There's no relationship. We don't have to feel bad about telling you no. It is what it is. It is what it is. Long ass day ahead of me. This beard is hard to maintain, y'all. Y'all have no idea how hard a beard is to maintain. Who got the better beard, me or Action Bronson? I say me. Action Bronson's beard kind of wispy. I got the doper beard. Yo, Action, holler at me. I'll give you some beard tips. Me and Tekashi have been talking about doing an interview for a bit, but hasn't really happened yet for whatever reason. It is what it is. You're killing it out there. Shouts to Tekashi 69. Westside Gun and Conway. DJ Green Lantern was supposed to help hook that up, and didn't happen. So y'all holler at DJ Green Lantern for why there's no Westside Gun Conway interview yet. How am I doing? I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to sign off in a little bit, but like I don't think people totally realize it yet, but my mentality has been like this the whole time. Like, I do interviews documentary style, like biography style. So when someone sits down, I have them tell their whole story from like, okay, this is where I was, this is like where I was born, where I grew up at, my family, how I got into music, how my first song started to do its thing, how, you know, the movement grew, you know, here's some of the important events that happened along the way. Like, I've been documenting hip-hop culture as well as, you know, Hollywood culture and sports culture for 10 plus years. I don't think anyone's done it as much as I have. Like, I'm not sure if anyone does as many interviews as me. I mean, there's probably a few like radio shows, like, you know, I mean, you could probably say Hot 97 probably does as many as me because they're just doing them every day. But like, I don't think that anyone does as many biography interviews as me. So when I'm gone, the tens of thousands of videos that I leave behind is a documentation of hip hop. And you got to think, like, I'm in my 40s. Like, I'm in an interesting age range because I'm one of the few people out there, interview-wise, you know, aside from like a Sway or maybe like an Ebro, who is old enough to interview like a Curtis Blow or, you know, or a Melly Mel, and all the new kids, like like a Matt Ox or something, like, you know what I mean, like all the way from the very beginning, and could actually give real interviews and you know, reference things that happened in the 80s and so forth, because, you know, I actually lived through it. And I don't think, you know, like the Hot 97s of the world, like, they do a few throwback interviews, but not, you know, throwback artists and stuff like that, but not as many as me. Absolutely not. So I feel like at the end of the day, I'm going to document culture to a degree that no one has ever done it before. Period. And that's what I'm going to leave behind. That's going to be the legacy that, you know, that these interviews, you know, I try to create timeless content, you know, evergreen content. That's what I'm going to leave behind to the world after I'm gone, and that this is what I consider to be my life's work these days. This is why I go so hard. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. Hope you enjoyed my little talk. Thank you, everybody, for watching Vlad TV. You know, appreciate all the viewers. We had another, you know, October, we did over 50 million video views on YouTube. That's 2 months in a row that we've done that. Mind-blowing. That many people actually watched some videos that I put together. Hey, man, truly humbled, and, you know, trying to make it to 100 million. We're working on it. All right, peace.